Hi guys, welcome back to another Emulsion video. Today we're looking at my favourite point and shoot, the Canon Sureshot 2. So the Sureshot 2 has a 2.8 38mm lens, so it's reasonably wide, can capture landscapes and portraits quite well. The 2.8 lens is also really good for a point and shoot. Most point and shoots stop at like 3.5 or f4, unless you go up to the more expensive point and shoots like the Contax T2. So this is actually really good for the price. I got mine for under £50 every time. I've bought 3 of them now, and every time I've got them under £50. So that'll be maybe $60. So the Sureshot 2 has pretty reasonable autofocus capabilities for the time that it was made. It was one of the first point and shoots that Canon introduced with autofocus, and with a pretty big rangefinder for a point and shoot, it's pretty easy to tell if you're in focus or not with the system that it has that tells you in the scale of like one person to a mountain shot if you're in focus or not. One of the downsides to this camera is that it's kind of plasticky. I mean, it doesn't weigh a lot, but it feels quite cheap, but the results are really good from it. The camera takes 2 AA batteries, which I think is one of its biggest features. If you're on the go, if you're traveling, you won't be stuck for batteries, as everywhere pretty much sells AA batteries. The camera has a flash, and the flash is activated by pressing the back button. There's a light at the back that indicates when the flash is ready to be used, and I've always had good results from the flash. It's pretty powerful. I've used this flash at gigs, like Loyal Corner gig in Dublin, and it's really bright. It lights up a whole room, and it's got a really nice pleasing look where the flash is kind of just to the side of the lens, so there's a slight shadow on one side, and it gives you that classic point and shoot look. The camera has a lens cover, so this is really good if you carry your camera in your bag and it may bump into things, or you've got it around your shoulder and you just don't want the lens getting damaged. So it can be open and closed just by the side of it, and it makes that really loud noise. What I really like about this camera, which is not prominent in a lot of point and shoot cameras, is that you can actually get the first of the roll look that you get in SLR cameras. So the way this camera works is when you put the roll in, you actually have to keep pressing the shutter for it to wind on, whereas most point and shoot cameras, it winds on automatically. So I've got a lot of really nice point and shoot photos with the flash being first to the roll, like those gig photos or just photos of my friends, and I think this is something that you don't usually get in point and shoots, and I think it's just a really nice feature of the camera. So the camera has a variable ISO, so you can change the ISO manually. It goes from, I think it's 50 ISO to 1000. I mean, I would like it to go higher than that, but when I'm shooting in this camera, I usually have like Color Plus or maybe Portrait 400 in it, somewhere like a low ISO film that I can actually use flash, because I'm mostly using flash for this camera. So it's fun that you can actually do it manually, which means that you can push or pull your film or overexpose it, which I tend to do with Color Plus. I usually rate it at 100 or Portrait at 200. So I think this is quite good manual control for a point and shoot. I hope you like hearing about the specs, but the most important part now is I'm going to show you some photos. Thanks very much for watching. This has been Emulsion TV. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next Wednesday.